Hey, and what's going on with Lady D today? I'm your host, Lady D, and our guest today is no other than Bob Ivory. Welcome to my
Well,
show.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you
I'm doing
doing?
well. I'm doing well.
I just know you are. You just all over town. You all over Facebook. You look
Thank you.
amazing.
You do as well.
Yes,
You do
I'm
as well.
telling you. So I want you to first of all tell our audience that may not be familiar who Bob Ivory is.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. But I guess first I can say that I am a very uh, proud and pleased to be a married man to my lovely wife, Tawana. And I am the father of five and two grandchildren. And professionally, I direct this program. It's called Students of Promise. It's a Closing the Achievement Gap initiative that derived from the brainchild of Senator C.J. Prentice. At the time, was over the governor's initiative of closing the achievement gap. So since then, it's evolved, and I've kind of made it my passion, and I have led this effort in Cuyahoga County to help close the achievement gap in some selected school districts.
And how is that coming along for
I
you?
think it's coming along great. I think we're doing pretty well to help aid some of our students of color, help them matriculate through school, have impact in middle and high schools, and helping them academically and socially, emotionally. And I think it's going very well. And I think we've touched a lot of young people and helped to improve their lives.
And that is just really awesome. Tell me, how many schools is the program in?
I'm currently in three school districts. I'm in Bedford City Schools, Warrensville City Schools, and University in Cleveland Heights University High School districts, where, of course, one of my star students.
Right.
Just warms my heart to see her as a very successful young lady. But Kayla was just a joy to work with at Cleveland Heights when she was in the program in high school.
That is just really, truly amazing because I remember when you first got started with this program, and I think you were just in Warrensville
Yes, it started
High
out.
School. And so now it has really blossomed,
Yes,
and the baby is born.
it's born.
All right, that's just awesome.
Walking and running around.
So let me ask you, for the students,
Yes.
what does it take to be a student of promise?
Well, initially,
What qualifies you?
what we do is we target students that may be at some type of risk of not reaching their full potential. Some of our students may have some attendance issues. Academically, may not be performing at the level in which we would like. They may have maybe some court involvement, and then some students that may be doing well academically
Yes.
and socially, but just may not be reaching that level of where they can be. So some of those students that may be doing well academically, we help them culturally, we give them exposure opportunities, expose them to career pathways in college and so forth. So there's a variety of pathways to become students of promise. And some of them are just referred from their schools, from their principals. And
Really?
we've even gotten calls from parents like, hey, how can my child participate? So there's many pathways. There's no wrong door to be in the Students of Promise program.
And how many students would you say collectively that you have?
By us being in a new school year, I think we probably average anywhere between maybe 30 and 40 school students, per school.
Okay.
But you understand that this is an addition every school year. Even when you go to the next grade, you're still a Student of Promise. So depending on, how many students remain in the school district, we just keep adding and adding until they graduate. However, even when they graduate,
Okay.
I have students now in their 20s, late 20s, that still consider themselves Students of Promise. We get calls, the linkage coordinator gets calls from them. So we say once a Students of Promise, always a Students of Promise. We have you for life.
That's good. That's because our students are young adults, and that's what they are, young adults.
Yes,
They need some type of guidance.
absolutely.
They need structure in their lives,
Indeed.
and they truly need mentors.
Indeed.
And you can never get too many mentors.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, even as adults.
Oh, yeah. I
We
have
all
those.
need a couple.
That's right.
I have a couple
That's
mentors.
right. That's
You know,
right.
we all need someone that we can go to and
Yes.
look up to. And,
Absolutely.
and guide and give our, get opinions and
Indeed.
things like that. So when you take them on the college tours,
Mm-hmm.
which I find so just amazing, really awesome, when you go on these college tours, what are you looking for when you take them? And how do you choose the colleges?
In particular, we start off with the HBCUs.
Okay.
I feel, and the model kind of supports the fact that we need to expose, our students to, what they can be. If they see it, we believe they can be it, and especially schools that historically, are have made such inroads into, students of color. So we go to Spelman and Morehouse and Tuskegee University. We've gone to Alabama State University, Central State, Wilberforce. So we've tried to expose them to, what's at their fingertips. So it's not just some place that we're just going on a field trip or somewhere they're just going on campus. No, this is somewhere you can be in a few years, and we can help you and give you the resources and support to be there. And we also, have visited some of the, predominantly majority institutions, Ohio State. We've gone to Lehigh University, DePaul University. So we just want to we've been to California. We went to University of Berkeley, UC Davis in California. So that's just a variety of options and a variety of perspectives that we want to introduce to them. And a lot of our students have not only made that decision that they wanted higher education, but some of those students actually have now enrolled in some of those universities as we speak.
That is really amazing. Now, the parents, how involved are the parents? Do they participate? And then what should the parents be looking for when they take their kids to college?
Sure. Parent engagement is one of our key focal points. And we have individuals that specifically, target just that. We have a school psychologist that we contract with.
Okay.
And she does a great job in engaging our parents. We have parent workshops. Parents have come on our field trips. They've come on tours with us. Linkage coordinators, and the linkage coordinator, because I'll keep saying that name, so just so your audience knows,
okay,
they are the tie that binds. I do, my role in far as, trying to, direct and guide and bring resources and do that administrative piece. But the linkage coordinators, they are the persons that really deserve all the credit, all the praise, because they are in the schools with the students every day. They're working with the students, with the teachers, with the principals, with the parents, with the community. So they are, quintessential the spoke in the wheel.
Okay.
And as far as the parents, they are in constant contact with them. Parents call them all the time. We call ourselves like the 24/7 program, because there is no wrong time to call if you have an issue, a need,
okay,
or something that needs to be addressed. So those linkage coordinators and the parents and myself, we have a relationship, because, it's our position that we are the extension of the home and of that family. So we want to have a kind of a collaborative relationship with the family and parents.
So, and then tell me, how is this program blended in with the rest of their classes that they take during the day?
That's a good question, because in certain school settings, the linkage coordinator and the students of Promise Room is almost like a drop-in center.
Okay.
If you could imagine like a student union, particularly a black student union on a campus, where they have all these different resources within that student union. You have someone that's kind of the guide, the link, or the conduit to those resources.
Okay.
But in some schools, well, in a school in particular at Bedford, very proud of our one of our newest schools, which is in Bedford
Okay.
High School, where they actually have a class period. They actually can earn a credit. So you have a cohort of students, like 6 classes, that they rotate within the day, the entire class, to meet with a linkage coordinator or other service providers, and they get help with their schoolwork, test preparation, introduced to different facilitators that we come to have speak to them. So that's the one model where the students meet throughout the day, and that's really kind of how it was designed from its inception. So Bedford and their whole learning community have been great in receiving that concept and adapting their schedule to allow the students to meet throughout the entire day.
That is really nice. So is that something that you would look forward to, maybe the other schools?
Absolutely.
Having
Yes.
Bedford as a model school
Absolutely.
of how it really is supposed to be.
Absolutely. And I've had conversations with some of the other superintendents that are looking at that. And so I hope that kind of is replicated, not just here, even in conversations I'm having outside of, Cleveland, to adopt this model. And Bedford is definitely, doing a great job. It's in addition to Warrensville and Cleveland Heights.
Right.
But I definitely like the way that Bedford just really adopted this concept and ran with it.
Excellent. Have you thought about taking this program to other districts, school districts outside of Ohio?
Yes, that is definitely on the vision board. I would love nothing more to have this. Here's a statement. Everywhere I believe there is a Martin Luther King Boulevard, Avenue, street,
Yes.
building,
Yes.
park, monument, there is a need for this service and this program. So whoever's listening and whoever's watching, if we want to close the achievement gap, bolster achievement and social emotional learning of students of color and others, because even when I was in San Francisco, I had Asian students, I had Samoan students, I had Nigerian students. It wasn't just the black students. It was
Right.
other. I would have Asian students come up to me. How do I become a part of this? They would
Yes.
call it a club. I want to be in this club.
Okay.
So that just goes to show that I think the best practices that we have and the passion that we have for what we do, I think it could be replicated in any school district, in any population. But obviously, we want to target those that have the most need.
What is the age group?
Right now, we're in middle school and high school, predominantly in the high schools, but middle school is obviously that feeder into the high school. So, and in Bedford, we've had conversations as early as this week of how to begin it in the 6th grade.
Excellent.
I'll never forget Senator Prentice when she advocated for the dollars and the resources on the state
Okay.
level. She really said we need to start this in the 4th grade. What if
Yes.
we had the resources to start this model or similar models as early as 4th grade? How can that change entire communities by being able to start at that age and follow those students all the way into high school and beyond?
I think that would be a great thing to do because our students in the different areas, I won't just say the areas where people are struggling, but they are struggling with reading,
Yeah,
academics.
absolutely.
And so the sooner that we can get that and have more parents get involved with how their students are learning
Right, right.
would be really fantastic because, hey, these kids are our future.
They are. They really are.
Really, okay? And we're not going to be around, and somebody got to keep the ball going.
That's right. That's right. And when you think about it, you look at whatever the profession, from pilots to nurses to, who comes and, connects your Wi-Fi. At some point, it's going to be these students or these, babies that we're working with now. They are going to be those individuals. So it behooves us to prepare them and give them the support, the tools, the confidence, the affirmation, because at some point they are going to be the ones that look after us and everything that's out here.
Let me ask you, if you had all the time and resources to change one thing about the program, what would it be?
Wow, that is a loaded question. If I could change one thing, it would be to have it accessible to even more school districts. That could be having the funding available, that it can go into districts, whoever would want this model. I think that's what I would change. I would change the way education is funded. I think puts communities of color at a disadvantage. And so not just for Students of Promise, but other great programs out there. I think if education was funded differently, if resources were more accessible to those that have great ideas but don't necessarily have the pathway or the capacity to build on it, I think if I can change anything, it would give everyone the resource and the opportunity to build and grow a model like this that would touch kids and families everywhere.
You work for Cleveland School District?
Have I?
Do you?
Well,
you?
no, I'm not. My counterpart, George Golden, he pretty much is like kind of me in CMSD.
Okay.
We were worked together in the governor's initiative. So
Okay.
he has, works with specifically in Cleveland, and then I work in mostly the inner suburbs,
Inner
inner
suburbs,
rings.
okay,
Right.
okay.
But we're pretty much branches from the same tree.
Okay.
And we're brothers in fraternal brothers as well. So.
Okay.
So we are close in every sense of the word.
Excellent. And the most big important question I know you all want to know,
Mm-hmm.
is there a cost to this program?
There is no cost. There is no cost to the students. There is no cost to the families. This program, at least Students of Promise, is funded primarily by Cuyahoga County Health and Human Service levy dollars. So your tax dollars are at work through the Health and Human Service levy that helps support, the Students of Promise and the Closing Achievement Gap program in Cleveland and East Cleveland are all supported through Health and Human Service levy dollars. So when that levy comes around again, know that those dollars help to support this model that has touched hundreds and hundreds of students over the years.
So that means getting out there
And you gotta
voting
vote. That's right.
has an impact.
It does. It does. It does. And I can show you the impact, not just on paper. We did a symposium. I did a symposium last May at Case, and this is the 15th year of the model, starting from 2007 when I was in the governor's initiative with Senator Prentice. So I'm like, we cannot let 15 years go by and not show and say to the people, community partners, facilitators, elected officials, here are the results of at least 15 years of doing it this way. And we brought back students, like I say, now that in their 30s, that are everything from principals to pilots. And their own words are saying what this model, what this initiative, what this approach did for them, along with the other traditional, educational, rigor that they went through. They, in their own words, say if it were not for, and they might name their linkage coordinator or a different activity that we went on, or a crisis they went through that we helped them go, be successful in transitioning through their own words, that this was definitely impactful for them.
I would be so interested to have a few of your students come onto the show, talk about what it is, what the program has done for them,
Yes.
Where they were before they got into the program, and then what kind of impact are they making to society today?
Oh yeah, I can help set that up.
Okay,
They're
because
out there.
I'm really interested in. I would like to hear that. Now, and the last thing I want to ask you about the Students of Promise is it's going to come to me because it's just so much that you have done with this. How long has this program been around?
Okay, Students of Promise and what I'm doing in Cuyahoga County.
Okay.
That started in 2014.
Okay.
So I left Cleveland. Kind of my journey was I was in the county executive's office, and then from there I went to San Francisco, and I introduced this model into San Francisco Unified School District. So I was out there for a few years, and then came back, and it started in Warrensville, and matriculated to Maple and Garfield. I was in East Cleveland for a while, and in the district. So 2008 is when my tenure with Students of Promise began, but 2007 is when I guess that was the epicenter of the entire CTAG movement from Senator Prentice and Governor Ted Strickland. So 15 years total, and I say about 8 years, in the inner rings that I've been. And then the partners we have, I have to, stress that this is not, something that I do alone or that we do alone.
Okay.
We have elected officials that work with us, the county council, partners like 100 Black Men, the Urban League, My Brother's Keepers, Murtis Taylor. There's just so many partners that help, provide the, I guess there's just more legs around the table than just simply Students of Promise. And value all those partners.
Okay, that is excellent, excellent. Now, so you've done a great job with that, and I know you talked about the 100 Black Men.
100 Black Men, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. I know you've got chosen to be the director. Are
Are
you now the new director?
I am so proud to be the director of programs for the 100 Black Men of Greater Cleveland. And this is my first year in the organization. I was pinned last December. And it's another, organization that is very much committed to wrapping itself around, our mentees. We have what we call the Four for the Future, which are 4 distinct components that we kind of target and embody, our service around volunteerism around our young mentees. And that is education, mentoring, economic empowerment, and health and wellness. So within those four pieces, which is from the national model, we have certain activities and programs and things that we do, with our mentees. And so, yeah, it's kind of, it was a good fit for me to be appointed to that role because I'm already doing programmatic activities.
Exactly.
And I've really done that most of my adult life. So it doesn't seem like it's more work. It just seems like more opportunities to serve. And some of those students are within the same communities that I'm already in. And then some other communities that we're not. So it just allows me to utilize either resources or experiences in my background. It's just same thing with My Brother's Keeper with the Urban League, and that's President Obama's initiative.
Okay.
That also programmatically I do what I can to help, move their mission and also touch more kids.
And so tell our audience if they wanted to be a part of the 100 Black Men or wanted to have your child enrolled in the Students of Promise, how do they go about doing that?
Well, I can make it really simple.
Okay.
Just give me a call.
All right.
If they reach out to me, obviously you can go to, studentsofpromise.org, USA.org, 100 Black Men, our website, I believe it's 100 Black Men, CLE.org.
Okay.
But to make it real simple, if you hit Bob Ivory up, either on any of my social media platforms, Instagram, my phone number is 216-324-9154. I'm just that brother that I will link you to where I believe you would like to go, especially in the organizations that I'm connected to, and then pass you on to their leaders or that leadership or whatever role I have that intersects. I believe if you hit me up, I'll make sure you get plugged in.
You are the glue.
I would glue
Bob
you in.
Ivory, give him a call
at,
what is it again, Bob?
My phone about to be ringing. 216-324-9154.
That's right, because we want you all to come on, raise up, make a change, make a difference, because there's just opportunity, and sky is truly the limit.
It is. It really
okay,
is.
If you want it, it's available. He's here. Give him a call. Now, out of all of that entertainment that you're doing, you're also a musician.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, and then we have a little lightweight, full bloom on Bob Ivory.
Okay.
Okay.
Music has been my passion as probably as long as I could walk. There's always been a piano in the house. My grandfather played the piano. He sang. So it was like a magnet to me, that music and the piano. So over the years, I've recorded, I've written, for other folks, and, thought I was going to be the next whatever, back when I had the little, full of waves and S curls, and I went through all that.
Yes.
But I settled down and mellowed out, and smooth jazz and R&B is really what I enjoy now, and just had some success and the pleasure of having my first releases actually chart on some smooth jazz charts nationally. So thanks to our good friend who was at the Wave, Mark Ribbons, gave me my first. He put it in. I was nervous. I'm a bit shaken. I'm in his office when he was at the Wave, and he played a few songs, and he was like, "Yeah, that one right there." And I think that one right there too. Next thing I know, I heard the song on the radio. So it was like the 5 heartbeats. Doug, they're playing our song. It's on the radio. That's what my experience was the first time I heard a song. But then after that, I had 3 more top 40 songs. So yeah, music is like that's my first love.
Well, excellent. Well, Bob, it's always a pleasure of having you on with me, and I want you all to please give Bob Ivory a call as soon as possible.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. What's going on with Lady D? And have a great week. Give me that number one more time.
216-324-9154.
And if you would like to be a guest, or if you know someone who is making an impact in our community, please call Lady D at 216-571-2235. Looking to hear from you.